great new Altered fights at our side.
Outriders, the new co-op loot shooter from People Can Fly, just had a demo drop this week. And not only can you try the game early, but you can carry your progress over to the final game when it releases on April 1st. No foolin'. So we've co-opted in real life, put our heads together, and brought you our top 10 tips for the Outriders demo. Outriders supports Crossplay, which is great, but the feature is currently in a beta state and needs to be manually enabled in the options menu. Once enabled, you can generate a Crossplay game code to share with your friends on other platforms, or join their game yourself using the supplied game code. There are several side quests available in the demo. Some can be found as you explore off the beaten path, while some will only unlock after you've completed certain story events after finishing the prologue. These side quests all have interesting benefits in addition to their reward items, whether it's helping flesh out the story or more meaningful in-game consequences, like opening up a new merchant with a permanent discount. You can replay these side missions as much as you like too, which can be a great way to earn some fast XP. Unless you're the squad's dedicated sniper, you don't stay in one spot for too long, and even then, it's a good idea to keep moving. While cover is definitely mandatory, especially when playing one of the squishier classes like the Trickster or Technomancer, enemies will waste no time flanking you, rushing you, or throwing grenades to flush you from cover. That being said, when an enemy goes to throw a grenade your way, you can make them drop it at their feet with a well-placed shot. Then sit back and laugh murderously. There's a very handy setting in the options menu that allows you to select the rarity of the gear you auto-collect. If you don't want common gear flooding your inventory, you can simply make it so. All classes can use any type of weapon you find, but be sure to look at the skills your class can take advantage of, as some may boost certain types of close range or support style weapons. For instance, LMGs and shotguns are better suited for up-close classes like the Devastator or Trickster, and you'll want to bring a good sniper rifle with you when you play Technomancer. Often the perks of the particular weapons will synergize well with these classes. Don't dismantle common or unusual gear, as it's worth more scrap to sell it. And when you do decide to sell, you can mark all the items you want and then sell them at once rather than go through piece by piece. When you're fighting altered enemies, knowing how to interrupt their special attacks is extremely important. Look for their yellow cast bar and cast one of your interrupt skills. You can hover over your abilities in the skills menu to check which ones have the interrupt property. Some boss abilities will be too quick to interrupt unless you get lucky, so keep an eye out for when they plan to heal themselves, as those abilities tend to have a longer casting time. Also, if you've unlocked multiple interrupt skills, do your best to alternate between them, as altered enemies will adapt and become resistant to your interrupts if you use them too frequently. Since your progress in the Outriders demo will carry over into the full game, it might be worth it to try and hunt down some legendary grade gear. Once you reach World Tier 4, you'll have a chance of a legendary drop, either from a loot chest found in the world, or from an altered captain or boss enemy. World Tier 5 gives you the best chance of scoring the coveted golden drop, but these are still rare. I grinded the Gauss boss for an hour at World Tier 5, and still never obtained one. While Outriders can be played completely solo, co-op allows for some really fun skill combinations. For instance, the Trickster can slow trap a group of enemies, and your Technomancer can cast Pain Launcher for major damage. Or your Trickster can use Temporal Blade, while your Devastator uses Earthquake for, again, major damage. Mainly this is just more efficient ways to kill people. And those are your tips to decimate your foes in the Outriders demo. Are there any we forgot? Make sure to let us know in a manner that won't make me cry in the comments, and make doubly sure to check out the first 18 minutes of Outriders captured on PS5 in 4K. And for everything else Outriders, PS5, and wanton destruction, keep it locked to IGN.